Snoop Dogg hasn't had a hit at the top of the charts in years, and yet his empire keeps expanding. While others fade from the spotlight, Snoop became everywhere. From commercials to clothing, from crypto to cookbooks. In this video, we're breaking down how he built a multi-million-dollar machine without needing a single new hit. If you think staying relevant is about chasing attention, this might change your mindset forever. Most people think fame disappears the moment the spotlight fades, and with it, the money. But Snoop flipped that idea on its head. He built something that doesn't rely on music charts or trending sounds. He turned presence into equity, and influence into automated income. This isn't a story about rap, it's about brand, leverage, and smart business. Because while others grind for their next break, Snoop earns even when he's just being himself. Let's break it down. Most artists cling to their genre, but Snoop evolved beyond it. He didn't get stuck trying to recreate his early success. He expanded. Music opened the door, but he walked through with business, culture, media, and personality. He became a household name, not just in hip-hop, but in everything. That shift, from artist to entrepreneur, is what turned his career into a business model. He didn't reinvent his sound, he reinvented his role. Snoop Dogg isn't just a name, it's a character the world instantly recognizes. The voice, the vibe, the way he talks, walks, and jokes. He leaned into that brand, laid back, authentic, slightly rebellious, and turned it into a signature. That consistency, it builds trust. And trust is what makes a personality brand scalable. People don't just like Snoop, they believe him. And when people believe you, you don't have to sell hard. They're already sold. Snoop doesn't just create products, he licenses his name to products that already have demand. Cereal, cookbooks, wine, snacks. All with his face, his brand, his voice. He doesn't run the factories, he rents out his image and gets paid over and over again. It's smart because it's scalable. He lends his reputation. They handle the rest. This is what happens when you treat your name like an asset. And the lesson? Don't just build products, build a brand people want to attach to their shelves. Snoop has always been connected to cannabis, but he didn't just use it. He invested in it. Early on, he aligned himself with legal cannabis companies, not just for promo, for equity. He launched Leafs by Snoop, backed cannabis tech startups, and became a face for a booming market. It wasn't random, it was strategic. He took a cultural identity and turned it into ownership in a billion-dollar space. That's not lifestyle, that's long-term vision. Snoop doesn't need to release new music to stay relevant, because he's always on screen. TV shows, game shows, commercials, voiceovers, cameos. He appears just enough to stay top of mind, without oversaturating. And every time you see him, you remember the brand. That's visibility without burnout. He doesn't need to chart, he just needs to show up. And when your personality carries that much recognition, opportunities come looking for you. Snoop isn't everywhere by accident. He's strategic with who he partners with. And when, from Martha Stewart to startup brands, he collaborates only when it fits his image. That alignment keeps his brand clean, consistent, and profitable. The key, he doesn't say yes to everything. He says yes to what lasts. You don't need 100 partnerships. You need a few that compound over time and keep paying. Snoop started on Death Row Records. But years later, he didn't just honor the legacy, he bought it. Now he owns the label that once signed him. It's more than nostalgia, it's equity and culture. He controls the catalog, the brand, the future of a legendary name. That move didn't make headlines for shock. It made headlines for strategy. Because the ultimate flex isn't being signed to a label, it's owning it. Snoop's income doesn't stop when he sleeps. He earns from merchandise sales, NFT collections, voice work, brand licensing, video game appearances, and more. He's mastered the art of multiplying presence without multiplying effort. This isn't hustle culture. It's asset building. And that's what separates short-term hype from long-term wealth. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to set up systems that keep working, even when you're not. Snoop doesn't post rise and grind quotes, he just moves. Quietly, consistently, and strategically. While the world sees the chill vibe, behind the scenes is a disciplined entrepreneur who plays the long game. He's not shouting about work ethic. He's showing what happens when you know your lane. And stay in it. His brand feels effortless, but his business moves are intentional. You don't need to look like you're working 24/7. You just need results that speak louder than hustle culture ever could. You don't need to be a rapper or a celebrity. You just need a personality people trust and a platform that turns attention into income. Snoop built a brand so strong, it earns even when he doesn't lift a finger. He sells vibe, values, and visibility. And so can you. Pick who you are, show up with consistency, and find ways to turn identity into value, and value into revenue. Because when people believe in you, the business never really sleeps. Snoop Dogg proved you don't need to chase attention. When you build something solid, it follows you. He didn't hustle louder, he built smarter. He turned culture into capital, and personality into a platform that pays him forever. So the real question isn't how hard you work, it's how strategic you're willing to be. If this video gave you a new perspective on brand, business, or money, like the video, subscribe to Rise to Riches, and comment below. What's one Snoop Dogg move you'll try in your own life? Because you don't need fame to build freedom. You just need clarity, consistency, and the courage to turn who you are into how you earn. Stay true, play long-term, and rise to riches.